Hello everyone, and welcome to my Unraid series for IT Monkey. My name is John, and I'll be talking about in this channel or series is Unraid. Okay, it's a NAS OS, um, and it's basically used for creating a network attached storage device. Okay, with a lot of different features, a lot of different uses, and it just really comes packing a punch. Okay, and it's definitely a big upgrade for any type of home lab. You can do all kinds of things with it to really make things much easier in your life. All right, so for those who don't know what NAS is, it's just a network attached storage. You can use this for uh, uploading your documents in a safe place. A it's like having an external hard drive, but it's connected to the network, right? That's all this is. It's just a device or server. Okay, it's a device that is a server that runs. It does file storage, and it does Dockers. Dockers, you're going to find out what Dockers are in future videos, but just a quick touch on it. It's basically just applications that are running on your NAS device. You can run stuff like Plex. You can run stuff like oh man, there's a whole bunch of applications that you're going to find out about in future videos. Um, you can do security applications. You can do MySQL type applications. All kinds of stuff. So the uh, the possibilities are endless. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. Um, go ahead and head on over to unray.net. Okay, you'll see their website. I have it loaded here on the screen. And what you're going to need first, if you have an old computer that's not being used anymore, or if you just built a new computer and you want to go ahead and load Unraid on it, awesome. Okay, so what you're going to do is go to Unraid. Okay, from here you can visit the free trial section. Okay, because since we're just starting out, you can always add a license in the future. Okay, so let's go to free trial, and that'll take you to getting started is easy. All right. Now you can, if you're a Mac user or a Windows user, you have a USB creator tool that will help you create your thumb drive for whichever operating system you're currently using. All right. If you have a Windows computer, just go ahead and download the Windows Creator tool, or if you have a Mac, you can get the USB Creator Mac for Mac OS, and you can go ahead and get it installed. Just make sure you have a thumb drive. Now, if you're curious about what type of thumb drive or the size, I did a quick Google search on it. Just make sure it's at least 2 gig in size, maybe 32 gigs max capacity. All right, so just kind of stick with that. It should work, but if you're really curious about it, you can dig a little further on Google. All right, but this is just a basic um, FYI, really. So once you get that installed, okay, you're going to go ahead and download. We'll just go ahead and run through the USB Creator for Windows. So you'll go ahead and double click on that, or single click, and go ahead and open up your Creator tool. All right, and then once the application is downloaded, it'll go ahead and open up. So, yes. All right, now you're going to select the version. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and ride with stable. Okay, and the latest stable version at the time of this video is 6.12.10. So that's what you can select here. The server name, whatever you plan on naming your server, you can do that here. You can just leave it as tower. It's up to you. In this case, we went ahead and left it for DHCP. If you have a static IP address you want to assign to it, by all means go for it. I decided to leave it as DHCP because I do static IP assignments from the router itself. Okay, um, leave this checked. Let's see, the select the USB device. So from here, you're going to go ahead and select the USB device that you plan on using. Okay, I've pretty much already done all these steps, so I'm just kind of going through this just so you have a quick knowledge of it. And then from there, just hit right. It takes about maybe 5 minutes. And then once it's done, go ahead and take your thumb drive and pop it into your server, okay, or your computer that you're going to use for Unraid. All right, and then go ahead and boot it up. Boot it up using the USB, and you'll start to see the Unraid OS boot menu. Okay. Real quick, we're gonna go ahead and cover the Mac as well. So let's go through that. Okay, you'll go ahead and click on. Okay, so for Mac, we're gonna go ahead and click on the USB creator for Mac OS. All right, and it's gonna go ahead and download. We'll go ahead and click on it, and then from there, just go ahead and drag this over to Applications, and it's been dragged over. So now we can go ahead and open this application up. Let's look for Unraid USB Creator app. Go ahead and open it up. Open. Okay. So once this is opened up, then you're going to go ahead and just basically do the same thing as we did in Windows. So stable version, we're going to use 6.12.10, use a tower name, DHCP in our case. And for the thumb drive, you can select whichever thumb drive you're going to use. And then from there, go ahead and write the image. Takes about 5 minutes. And then just like Windows, just go ahead and pull that thumb drive out and stick it into your future Unraid server. And then go ahead and boot it up, and then from there you should see or start to see the boot menu for Unraid OS. And I'll show a video that I took from my cell phone. It's not the greatest, but it definitely gives you an idea of what to expect and what to see while it's booting up. OS was selected. Don't touch anything, just let it boot on its own. As long as you see that screen, it's fine. It's going to go ahead and start to boot up on its own. It takes just a few moments. Okay, so as you can see towards the bottom, it's showing you the Unraid server, and it's also showing you the OS version. It also shows you the IP address of the server, okay, and it also shows you the IPv6, but more commonly we're all using IPv4 in this case. The tower login, and that's pretty much it. So it lets you know that this server is now booted up into the Unraid OS, and it's also been given an IP address. So now you can go onto a computer on the same network and type in the address. Alright, so once you have the OS loaded for Unraid on the thumb drive and you get booted into the login page or the GUI page, basically you'll find the IP address to log in. Whenever the server boots up, you'll get the IP address at the very bottom part of the load screen. In this case, mine was 10.0.2.114. So you'll log in. The username is going to be root. It's going to prompt you to set a password for the root user. So go ahead and do that. Set password. Alright, now you're in. So now you need to go ahead and either select what type of license you're going to use for the Unraid server. In this case, I'm just using a start free 30-day trial. Feel free to do the same to get things going. And then you can go at a later time to purchase the Unraid license that you'd wish to have. Alright, so as you can see, it looks like I'm now using a 30-day trial. Okay, it looks like it's installing. Alright, looks like it just installed the trial key. It tells you when it was registered and when it expires, so be sure to get this taken care of before the expiration date. Alright, so now that we have this thing loaded, we have a cache drive and we also have a 1 terabyte SATA drive. Now you're going to see it says unassigned, has one smart error. I think I use this as an older hard drive, but that's fine. This is just to get things up and going. I believe this drive will get replaced in the near future. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and click on main. Now this is going to show you the parity drives and SATA drives that you're going to be using for storage. In this case, I'm only using one drive, so I went ahead and set the number to 5 so it's not taking up the screen so much. We also have a boot drive. That's where the OS is loaded. It's basically the thumb drive that you're using for the OS Unraid. And then you have your unassigned drives. You have a 1 terabyte cache drive and a 1 terabyte SATA drive. These are the two drives that we're going to use. Alright, so what you're going to do next is we're just going to start off by loading the 1 terabyte SATA drive. And then we're going to go ahead and hit start. Now it's going to ask you that this drive is unmountable, unsupported partition format, which is totally fine. Alright, so once you have started the array and you hit format, you're going to be shown with this screen. Now it's going to show that disk 1 is with an unmountable supported partition. Now what you're going to want to do is basically go down to check yes, I want to do this. So you want to format this drive. Okay, it's just saying that it's going to delete whatever you have on there. So if this is something important, don't use it. If this is the drive that you're comfortable with using, by all means go for it. Alright, and then go ahead and hit format. Should just take a moment. Alright, looks like it started. Looks like it's formatting. And now you can see it's ready to go. So it's showing a one size of 1 terabyte. It's showing used 7 gigs and free 993 gigs for this specific drive. Okay, and now you can begin using this array and you can begin doing other things. Now, in this case, since we already have a parity drive that we also want to install, that's already been connected and ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and go back to the main. We're going to stop the array. Now once the array's been stopped, we're going to go ahead and select parity. Select the 1 terabyte SSD, which is our cache drive. And that is actually pretty interesting. Oh, I know why, because that's going to be the cache drive. My mistake. Alright, so we're going to go to add pool. We're going to select cache. Alright, and then from here we're going to go 1 terabyte parity. And then we're going to hit start. And then now we'll have a cache drive to go along with our one disk that we're using. Now, I know we don't have a parity drive just yet, and we will. It's coming up. Alright, so it's not something that is absolutely needed to get things up and going. But right now it's just running with one straight drive and that's it. So there's no redundancy at the moment. So if this drive were to completely fail, then any data that's saved on here will be lost. But like I said, I'm going to be doing some future videos on how to upgrade and install the parity and how to also upgrade the usable drives. Alright, so as you can see right now, it's asking to format the cache drive. We're going to go ahead and select that. Yes, I want to do this in format. Alright, now it's started and it's formatting the current cache drive. Alright, it looks like it just completed. So the cache drive is now formatted, and you can see that we have 3.96 megabytes used out of a 1 terabyte drive. So now we have a cache pool, we have an array, and then, still to come is going to be our parity and also replacing our usable drives. So if you go back to the dashboard, everything looks like it's running now. So you have your drives. I know I have one smart error on this one. For now, we can just acknowledge it. Okay. And like I said, once we replace this drive, this will take care of this error. So it's not something that I want to continue using, for too long. It's just temporary use for now. All right. So once we have that, we can go ahead and go to our app store for the for Unraid and begin installing plugins and additional Dockers and whatnot. We're going to go ahead and install. Okay. And this is to get the community applications to run. And this is where you're going to find a lot of your different Dockers and plugins that you're going to use for your Unraid server. Okay, and so there you have it. So now we can go in here and find, the various Unraid applications to use for the server itself. And that's pretty much it for this video. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so that's going to be it. I will create some more videos to come, so stay tuned. If you have any requests or questions about anything, please feel free to ask me in the comments, and also be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. I do appreciate it. Thanks.